So today is Thursday, April 17th, and I'm here to give you your fishing report on Table Rock Lake. So before I get started, I have to say something. Before I get started, if you watched my YouTube short yesterday, I kind of said some things wrong. What I meant to say was I caught fish, but they were small ones. I caught maybe 3 or 4 that were small. And what I mean by I was saying having a bad day on the water, what I was meaning to say is that I could see the bigger ones. They would have it in their mouth, and I would go to set the hook, and the hook just wasn't getting in them. So for those that watched the video yesterday, yes, I caught fish on the bubblegum Cinco, but I was having a very bad day, just not connecting with the bigger ones. It had to do something with the hook. Very first time I've ever tried this hook. I don't recommend that hook. I don't know who makes that hook. I just had one in there and I had to use it. It was just, I had to use that hook. It was the only wacky hook I had. And it basically had a wider gap on it. It was smaller and it had a wider gap on it. And for whatever reason, the bigger ones just weren't, it wasn't getting in their mouth. I can't explain it. So back to today. So Monday, I fished in Ants and up the James in stained water, and guys, I killed it. They were up in the creeks. I started halfway back there, started throwing a rock crawler, like the Stone Cold Spro rock crawler, still catching them on that. But as I was getting back there, I started flipping and cover and up on the banks in that dirty water, and I was catching them. Tuesday, went up into Baxter, way up in there in those creek arms. And like I said, I started halfway, and immediately I started flipping, and immediately I started catching fish. Wednesday, yesterday, was my tough day. I was more up in the Kimberly part, Mills Creek, Port of Kimberly, way back up in that creek. There's fish on beds. What I will say this, the dirtier water seems, the stained water, I caught bigger ones in the stained water. They seem to be up there higher, up more, way more up on the bank. As I got down on Wednesday, and like I said, I went back up into Mill Creek and I was seeing fish on beds in 13, 14, 15 feet of water. And I think the reason why they've got their beds so far down like that, one, it's crystal clear, you can see that far down, and two, they're still pulling a lot of water out of the lake. So I think those bedding fish just set up further out. So I wouldn't have known that if I didn't have looked down. And so before you go in a creek, make sure you're like 20, 30 feet off the bank and start looking, because there are beds out there in about 13, 14 feet of water. You just have to really pay attention and really look and put it right on their bed. And I missed some good ones yesterday. And so what I did, I'll tell you what I threw. I never went, before I tell you what I threw, I never went all the way up the lake to like Long Creek or I never went further up the dam. I think the farthest I got was the Port of Kimberly, and I went up in that creek arm. So, but I stayed back in the backs in the rivers and like James and Ants and Baxter. Be careful if you go into Baxter. This is my first time being back there, way back there, and there's some good stumps that are like right underneath the surface. You won't be able to see them, so kind of be careful as you're going back there. I don't want someone to get hurt or injured. You know, shut her down, kind of auto back there and just do your thing. But so, like I said, I was throwing the Stone Cold Rock Crawler Spro, and started throwing that until I got way back up in the creek, and then I started flipping. What I was using I was using a Rage Bug, or I was using a black and blue Rage Bug right here. That color right there, that size. And I was pairing it with the Ozark Rig, and this is a quarter. It's a 5/0 hook. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but this dude gets it done right here. I've had more success on this than a jig, and I don't know why. It's just, I think they've seen the jig a lot. And this, as you throw it up on the bank, and as it comes out and you pick it up, and then when it picks up, it kind of glides. It does a gliding motion down a little bit. And those bass, they can't stand it. They clobber it. So that's what I caught all my fish on Monday and Tuesday. And like I said, don't be scared to throw that crankbait, because there are fish that are going from the main lake points. You know, they're using that bank to travel down the side, so they will eat. It's just, I see fish on beds, and you know, I gotta throw it. And on let's see, Wednesday, I started out with the Ozark Rig, and it was so clear that they just wouldn't even flinch at it. I'd put it right on their bed and just sit there and just shake it, and they didn't want it. But that's when I picked up the old Cinco, which is bubblegum. I don't have it on me because I ran out yesterday. So go get you some bubblegum Cincos. And if any of y'all don't know what bubblegum Cincos are, it's basically pink. It's straight pink. And guys, they can't resist it. I literally sat on a bed for probably, I don't know, 10 minutes on a 4-pounder, and I pitched it in there a couple times. She would pick it up by the end of it and then carry it off the bed. So then I'd bring it back and throw it in there again, and the same exact thing, she would do that and just carry it off the bed. So finally she put it in her mouth, and I went to set the hook, and just like I said, there was something wrong with that hook, and I actually cut that hook off and threw it away. So if I ever run into some of those hooks, I will post it on my video saying, don't go get these hooks. They're horrible hooks. So go get you some Ozark rigs, okay? We sell them at Modern Outdoor Tackle. Weston, Matt, they know what I use. And also, here's what the package looks like. If you don't know what it is, Core Tackle makes it. So go get you some thump gel. We restocked at Modern Outdoor Tackle. We're fully restocked with thump gel. It went out like crazy, so you might want to hurry up there and get you some. I'm telling you, this stuff is magic. It's really, really good. So guys, I hope this helps you out this weekend. I hope you're not on the water today. I didn't get out on the water today. The wind is going to be it's pretty hectic out there right now. So be safe on the water this weekend. Also, I know they're having a night tournament Friday night. I'm not going to be fishing that one this Friday. And but I usually fish the Friday nighters. If you want to come out, come say hi. You know, we'll talk fishing. So yeah, guys, I hope you have a blessed weekend. Go shop at Modern Outdoor Tackle. Like I said, Matt's a guide. I'm a guide. I forgot to tell you all that too. I always forget to say that. I'm also a guide on Table Rock Lake. So if you want to book a trip, just go to my website. Or if you don't want to go to my website, just leave a comment on YouTube saying, hey, I want to book a trip with you. How do I do that? And I'll kind of walk you through it, and we can exchange numbers, and we'll talk on the phone, and we'll get your dates and how many people are going to come. So it's $380 for a half day, and I can't remember what a full day is. I think it's 600. So I'll have to look back on my website. All you have to do is go to Heinz Guiding Service and look it up, and you can also book on there. I prefer you just call me. My number's on my website, so just call me and book that. So guys, I hope you have a blessed one out on the water this weekend. Remember, rain's coming in, so be safe. Always use your good direction on driving out in here in this wind and the weather that we're going to be getting. So keep an eye on the sky. I don't want you to get trapped out there, severe storms and stuff like that. So guys, we love you here at the Heinz Fishing, and thank you for watching and sharing the videos and liking and subscribing. It always helps the channel. And guys, I do this so that you can be efficient out on the water. I know there's a lot of guys out there that work full time, and they just want to go fishing and catch fish during the weekends, and they got that time, and this is why I do the work for it, so you don't have to go searching for them. I've already done all the searching. I've already got all the patterns for you, so this is why I do this. So also, Modern Outdoor Tackle on the 25th. If you have any tackle that you want to get rid of and just get rid of it, we're having a deal on Friday, April 25th, to where kids can come and get free tackle, rods, reels. If you got old rods that you want to get rid of and you just want to get rid of them to get new ones to make space, or you got a bunch of tackle that's looks brand spanking new and you don't use any of that tackle, just bring it up there to Modern Outdoor Tackle and we'll get rid of it for you. Make sure it gets in the hands of a kid that wants to go fishing. So that's awesome that that we bring them up into the sport, and we need a lot more in the sport. So guys, have a very blessed weekend, and we will see you on the next one.